Welcome to APush for 5, your daily all-in-one study partner for the AP exam. Whether you've got 10 minutes or 100, we'll keep you on track, building your skills one day at a time. By May, you'll walk into that exam confident, prepared, and ready to crush it. We'll guide you through real stimulus-based AP U.S. history practice questions. We have a total of over 150 videos that will be uploaded daily. These will go in chronological order, covering every period from pre-Columbus to modern day. We've got this. Here comes a set of questions from Period 1. You'll see a short excerpt, map, or image, and use that to answer the multiple choice question. Stay sharp. Don't worry if you miss some. That's why we're here. Question 1. Stimulus. Archaeological evidence from before European contact reveals that Mississippian societies developed vast trade networks. Goods traveled from the Great Lakes down to the Gulf Coast and from the Appalachian Mountains across the plains, linking distant regions of North America. Excerpt from a pre-Columbian historical analysis. Question. What does this suggest about Native American societies before 1492? A. They relied solely on subsistence agriculture. B. They lived in isolated nomadic bands. C. They were culturally dependent on Mesoamerican civilizations. D. They had complex economies and long-distance trade. The correct answer is D. They had complex economies and long-distance trade. Mississippian cultures engaged in large-scale trade of goods like shells, copper, and pottery. This indicates economic and social complexity prior to European arrival. Question 2. Stimulus. Driven by European demand for beaver pelts, we ventured deep into the North American interior. We often formed strategic alliances with indigenous groups such as the Huron, which shaped both economic and military relationships in the region. Excerpt from a 17th century French trader's journal. Question. What was a key consequence of the French fur trade for Native Americans? A. Rapid depopulation due to disease. B. New agricultural techniques. C. Intertribal warfare intensified by competition. D. Forced relocation by French settlers. The correct answer is C. Intertribal warfare intensified by competition. Competition over access to fur trading networks led to increased conflict among tribes. European weapons further escalated these wars. Question 3. Stimulus. Following the voyages of Columbus, Europeans introduced animals previously unknown in the Americas, including horses, pigs, and cattle, altering indigenous ways of life and transportation as part of the broader Columbian Exchange. Excerpt from a modern textbook on Atlantic world transformations. Question. Which of the following had the most transformative impact on Plains tribes in the 16th century? A. Sheep. B. Horses. C. Chickens. D. Cattle. The correct answer is B. Horses. Horses revolutionized hunting and mobility for many Plains tribes. Though widespread adoption came later, the initial introduction began before 1607. Question 4. Stimulus. Unlike their Spanish and English counterparts, many French settlers engaged in intermarriage with Native Americans. French colonial policy favored alliance building and trade partnerships over large-scale settlement and displacement. Excerpt from a letter by a French Jesuit missionary, 1659. Question. What was a result of these policies? A. Widespread forced conversion of native peoples. B. Relatively peaceful coexistence and economic partnerships. C. Minimal cooperation with native tribes. D. French dominance over native political structures. The correct answer is B. Relatively peaceful coexistence and economic partnerships. The French depended on native assistance for the fur trade and often intermarried with indigenous women, fostering relatively cooperative relations. Question 5. Stimulus. The introduction of sugar, coffee, and rice to the Americas not only transformed local agriculture but also reshaped diets and economies on both sides of the Atlantic. Excerpt from a scholarly article on the Columbian Exchange. Question: which of the following accurately describes the origin and direction of crop movement during the Columbian Exchange? A. Sugarcane from the Old World to the New World. B. Tobacco from Africa to the Americas. C. Corn from Europe to the Americas. D. Potatoes from Africa to Europe. The correct answer is A. Sugarcane from the Old World to the New World. Sugarcane, originally from Southeast Asia, was introduced to the Americas by Europeans. It became a major cash crop in the Caribbean. Question 6. Stimulus. See the image. Question: the settlements shown on the map are best understood in the context of which of the following? A. A search for precious metals. B. Expansion of Catholic missions. C. Development of transatlantic commerce. D. Establishment of agricultural colonies. The correct answer is C. Development of transatlantic commerce. Fishing and trade along the North Atlantic coast were important to early English economic activity prior to agricultural colonization. Question 7. Stimulus. See the image. Question: which of the following best describes the historical process illustrated by the list? A. Mercantilism. B. The Columbian Exchange. C. The encomienda system. D. Triangular trade. The correct answer is B. The Columbian Exchange. The transfer of plants, animals, and diseases between Europe and the Americas is referred to as the Columbian Exchange. Question 8. Stimulus. See the image. Question: which of the following economic systems is best reflected in the excerpt? A. Free market capitalism. B. Laissez-faire. C. Socialism. D. Mercantilism. The correct answer is D. Mercantilism. Mercantilism focused on accumulating wealth by controlling trade and using colonies to supply raw materials and enrich the mother country. Question 9. Stimulus. See the image. Question. Which of the following was a significant characteristic of the Iroquois Confederacy? A matrilineal society with a formal alliance system. B. A nomadic society centered around bison hunting. C. A caste system based on Spanish influence. D. An isolated group with no political organization. The correct answer is A. A matrilineal society with a formal alliance system. The Iroquois formed a political union and traced descent through maternal lines, allowing for strong intertribal governance. Question 10. Stimulus. See the image. Question. Which of the following trends is most evident from the chart? A. Minimal permanent European settlement. B. Predominance of the French in the South. C. Massive urban development. D. High European birth rates. The correct answer is A. Minimal permanent European settlement. Before 1607, most European presence in North America was temporary or limited to trading posts and outposts. Thanks for watching A Push for 5. Let us know in the comments which questions you like the most. If today's practice helped you, tap like, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications so you won't miss any future videos. And share this with a friend who's also aiming for that 5. If you want more hands-on learning or direct feedback, reach out directly. We'd love to help you take your prep to the next level. See you in the next video.